with what I'm seeing in the university space, I'm seeing that this is that there's a push to like the professors are, I have never talked to so many professors that were so upset, perturbed, upset, feeling disenfranchised, you know, and looking for something new.
Hmm.
So in this space, like community, they're clamoring to it right now. I mean, I've got Shafia like 3 sets of students just because I positioned her in the marketplace to help her work on getting her library up and that kind of thing. So I think that we're going to start off slow this semester, but as we pull these assets in place, I will have those assets to be able to shop around so that you get a set of students this year, but you might get a whole team next year because I haven't written your proposal as a capstone project. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
You haven't
Hmm.
been shopped as a
It's a
project,
capstone.
as a capstone project, right? I'm shopping her as a capstone project just because of the package that she's in. So I'm just trying to parlay taking care of her first, and now I'm gonna send all you guys through the same process.
Okay. What's a capstone?
It's where we get a set of students that have a specific set of objectives that have to be accomplished within a semester. And then what I do is I write a project that is that grows your business and gets you student help such that I'm meeting the objectives of your organization. So like for Shafia, she's in her fundraising season this year. Like this summer, what we did was she won an open house. So I went ahead and pulled together her landing page for her open house, shopping Edgecombe County students to come over to the community so that we can do her archives. I got a set of students from Cavendish out of Ghana to write the library. So I'm just pairing what she needs and putting student labor there such that her needs can be met, but not at an industry rate, not at industry prices. So it takes the work ability off of the entrepreneurs, puts it on the students. They get a grade, and they also get an opportunity to expand their portfolio.
Mhm. So Shafia is, so you're working with Shafia. In this case, you're working with Shafia to provide development opportunities for students.
Well, no, she has 5 objectives. Her 5 objectives were to be able to house her 2,500 books and to get them shelved. She got a grant for social media, so she was doing that. She had a webinar series that she is doing a webinar each month, but that those webinars are just sitting there. So and then it was what was another objective? Um, I forgot her other 2 objectives, but they were 5. And so what I did was she wanted me to start working on social media because that's what the budget was for. But I had an opportunity to reach all 5 of her objectives by placing universities around the issue. So not only do I have me working on the social media, we can write programs, shelve these books, we can archive. That was another thing she wanted to archive. So I was able to take care of all of her needs, all of her bottlenecks to get that house up and running and be able to take care of it and then turn around and say, hey, let's take some of the, because normally I would have taken her on as a client, but I would have charged her $100. So you gave her 53. And at the time, I didn't have high level. So you charge her 53. So that now is taking care of half of the cost of high level for you. And what we continue to build it, where then now you're cutting that cost in half, but we got to get your products to the market. Like I would have bought a leadership book from you that day if it was available, because I could use that for my students. So I think that that is very, very big in the space that you're serving, but we got to get that stuff prepared and get it into your library. And it's only we can only go as fast as also to the assets. So you got to have that when you run a campaign, you got to have the assets going 2, 3, 4 months prior to you actually running the class. So it takes a while for you to do those assets. Now you're not gonna have to do that anymore. But you got to give me, I can't hear you. You got to give me a clear look at what you want the assets to do. That's what I want to do today. I've got
Assets,
assets.
brainstorming.
When you went into Canva and you had the grass blowing,
Yeah,
and you
turn your thing off to share screen, and I can share like this is some of the things I had started. Mm,
so I'm gonna need those now for your
here it is. I was wondering what
can you
happened to
share?
this. Mm, mm-hmm. Okay, so I got, mm, let's see here. Okay, it's still not, but I have a whole training on the pillars of fascism I forgot about.
Okay.
I have I had started, mm, okay, damn, Aaron, what did I do this? I had started, gotta have a couple of different things in here. So, okay, I still can't share anything. Did you wanna?
Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So, okay, so this is one thing I have, the Alchemy Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna share this. Tamisha, what's your email address? Again,
Uh, do
not
Thomas
showing.
Tamisha 24 at Gmail. Do the
Aren't you already in here? Okay, Tamisha,
Thomas Tamisha
Thomas Tamisha, at
24 20
24
at Gmail.
at Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I have this,
Okay.
right? And it's got the medicine wheel, and then
Okay.
it's got seeking balance and harmony in the mind, body, heart, and spirit, and made this developing your commitment. So this all kind of goes to the timelines, the vision for the 2025, 2030, 20, probably should be 35, I guess. 35 is going into the future. And then oh, maybe I see no vision for 2020, 2035, 2030. I see 20. No, that's right. Actually, that was right. And then it says here the goals for 2025. And so that I had started that. I might need to do a little more work on that. That's one product that could be finished.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this PowerPoint that I did on fascism. Your silence won't save you. So you can't, it's hard to build. So building loving alignment means you also kind of got to combat individualism. So is everybody out for their individual selves, you're not going to be able to build sort of a loving alignment that's focused on the collective. Um,
So what we have to do is when you say building love and alignment, I don't know what that is. We got to truly define it. And then you got to define the products that you're going to have. So let's go ahead and look at that so that we can work on that this semester. So building love and alignment is how many books? How many tell me in your mind how many books is that? How many courses is that?
the way that we have all broken it down now, it's 4 courses.
Okay. And where is that written?
It's written in the training curriculum that I have. It's broken down into the first on I am, the second on I am, we are, and accountability, situational analysis, evaluation, I mean, implementation and evaluation. So I am, so understanding who you are, understanding the conditions, understanding your conditions and sort of making a plan, building a plan and implementing it, and then evaluating what you've done. So those are the 4 components.
Okay,
And that
and
is
so
in
how
the
much
training
is
curriculum that we put together. And a lot of the materials we have, but we haven't gone over it in a while. But those are the four areas.
well, let's look at it. Let's look at it. So that's in the drive.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go into the drive. We're going to the drive. And the reason I'm asking this is because next semester, let's make all four of these courses inside of high level.
Okay. Okay. Oh, give me one moment, all right? I'm gonna pull it up and just give me a second because John's getting ready to leave. I need to say one thing to him before he.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I'm pulling up the slide deck.
Okay.
Um, mm.
Do you know that wooden boxes that has all the screws?
It's in the it's in Fanny's room. Mm-hmm. All right. So can you see my screen? You can, right?
Hold on, let me see. Yep. Hmm. So
That's
this
out.
is I was trying to make sure that I had access to that too. Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
is the okay, so this is the
Okay, so this is the first session.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
And it has this is the first session, okay? The first session is I am, we are. So really an I am, we are is leading into um folks understanding, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have my camera off. Folks understanding that, and we talked about this a lot around what a base is and being accountable to a base,
Mm-hmm.
which is not being accountable to your grandmother or your dad or your kids. It's about being accountable to a group of people that you're leading outside of your family. And we also had talked about where you might find these people. They might be students, or they might be artists, or they might be gig workers, or they might be healers or herbalists, or they might be neighbors, but to have people think about who it is that they're wanting to be in leadership with. And I think I'll even start to think about that whole concept of, let me think some more about it, because a lot of times it's like, I'm the leader. That's not what I mean when I'm talking about being a leader. It's more of a leader. It's like you can be in the front of the room, but it's sort of like how you can be a deep, grounded leader from the back of the room, and you are actually infusing leadership in others versus you are the one in front of everything. So it's a different model of accountability and leadership. So that's the first session. I am, we are. Let me pull up
Okay,
this.
so wait a minute. There was also a workbook though that came with that. That when you got there, that
Yeah,
workbook was.
yeah. And so wait, but I'm gonna go through these slides with you. Can we go through them really quick and then
Yeah,
I'll
but
do
in my
myself
mind,
take
I'm
a
trying to
minute
think.
for each
I'm,
one.
I'm, I'm trying to think that was that for the facilitator?
Okay, so right now when I'm talking to you, I'm not even thinking about a facilitator. I'm only thinking about me and I'm training people. So I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to like, oh, these next level with these people. So right now, this is just ground one. We're back at like sort of ground one before moving to ground two. Because I don't really have, I'd have to think about how to do materials for facilitators, though I can. And a lot of this would work to help that. But right now, I'm just straight up like back at that one-on-one. We're doing a class, we're inviting people to the class, and they're gonna come to the class as maybe they might be leaders, but we're gonna help them get better. They may want to be a leader, they don't know. They just want some basic skills. Okay. Okay. And then also I want to figure out because they could go to other places. So as an example, they could go join APRI or they could go to the Chamber of Commerce or they could go to other places. So I think need to work on when you say your target clients, like who these clients are that you want. I need to think about, I probably want to think some more about how I would describe what I'm offering so that people know what they're coming to. And I get the kind of potential leader that comes that I can really help work with and develop because they're coming to us for a certain set of values and leadership versus coming for the traditional stuff. So if you're coming for a traditional thing where you want to learn how to be a leader so that you can get shine, and I know people don't actually say that, but that's like, I want to run for office, but nobody asked me to. Like that kind of mentality, like I just want to run because I want to lead something because I want to feel like I'm important kind of leader. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's bad. It's just not my thing. Um, and it's so traditional Western Americanized mindset on what leadership is. So like that's how we are teaching people that that's how leaders are. They're almost self-made kind of idea over community built. But anyways, so the second part of the class, there's I am, we are, there's two parts because originally when I did this, it was there were 8 classes altogether. There were 8 sessions, and each session was 3 to 4 hours. 3 hours, maybe? No. It was 8 sessions, and each session was at least 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. And that is how we got to like it being 20 some hours altogether.
Okay.
All right. So I am we are, that was the first part of I am we are. And then there's the second part. And the second part of I am we are, so it says part two, because it's continued from the one, but it's still I am we are in 2 sessions, basically. And this is kind of continuing in that same realm. So we talk about different leadership challenges is in this one. All right. And part of it is helping folks think about how to overcome those leadership challenges as well. So that's part one and part two. So I am, we are. And then the second section is, and actually, I'm just gonna let you see me. I'm wandering around in this document, but so session one, session two, session three. Oh no, that's not right. What happened with session three?
Transformative alignment.
Mm-hmm. What happened to session? Hassan had redone these for me. They were. Okay. Wait a minute. So session 2. So situational analysis is the second one. Let's say 3. All these aren't numbered. I need to go back now and figure out what is what again. Campaign strategy, powering strategy, situational analysis. This one isn't done though. 6. I am, we are. Okay, and this is an I, but situational analysis is the second session. So this is it's off though. These I'm gonna have to go back. Grounding, commitment. Okay, so the second session is the assessments, and this is the situational analysis doing assessments. What are assessments? So that's the second part, right? So that's the second part of the training is the first part is I am, we are. The second part is understanding the conditions around you, like what is going on in the world around you. So you ground in who I am, then you ground in what's happening. Does that you follow what I'm saying? And I might need to say it that way. So grounding in what I am, who I am, and who I'm serving and what kind of leader I want to be, then we're grounding in what the fuck is going on. So that's the second session, okay, or the second part of the training. And you're familiar, so this is some of the stuff that we talked about when we got together
Okay.
at Serena's
And
house.
this, okay,
Okay.
so and that was the grounding of where we are too.
Right.
And
Right.
that
Grounding
as a
where
different
we are.
workbook.
Right. And
As a
that's how far we've gotten with this group too.
okay.
We haven't gotten to the third part yet. So the third part is um developing a strategy and a plan on what to do. So I know who I am. I know who I want to serve. Okay, now I've analyzed what the fuck's going on in the world. And I have shared language on how to talk about it and like even how to see how things are impacting each other. Like, okay, I can understand the conditions. And it's like also understanding the terrain. Okay, so like what the fuck is going on? All right. And then out of that, you figure out what should I do? That's the third part. What should I do? How do I build a strategy? How do I develop a campaign? How do I implement that campaign? So that's the third thing. And then the fourth part is how do I evaluate what I have done? How do I make an assessment on how I have done and how to prove to do better? Because once you do it, you should then assess it to see
Okay.
how you can improve it. So basically, that's it. I am, we are, understanding conditions, strategy, goal, plan, implementation, evaluation.
Okay. So those are
Yeah,
the four things that we want to put now next into the system.
right.
So
Exactly.
we've got a complete website. We did a series of workshops. And then now we have the products to go along with those workshops.
So even doing like one whole training book, like maybe one book together. I'm the same book.
That's
I
what
don't
you
know what
want?
I'm asking you. So I do like one workbook on the whole training, and then you would do each one, do like section workbooks if they only wanted to work on one part of it.
That's what you want?
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because four different price points. You can break it down for, you got the $33 one, or you got the whole book for 120 or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
and then
Okay.
the asset. So I'm looking at a semester. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at that. So now you have a complete workshop.
Right.
And don't think that this is social media is not, it's the cheapest form of advertising and it's
Right.
organic. It's about you spending your time. The TMT Youth Community Foundation comes in and pairs you up with students. First thing I want you to recognize is how much time does it take? Because people think that I'm Steven Spielberg, and they come in, I want this done, I want this done, and you ain't got the budget for all that. So now what I want to do is now pair you up with the students so that now you ain't got to worry about sitting here doing Canva. You ain't had time to do no workbook, but for the $125, you got a crew of kids, you got the marketing, and I'm building into this already. Hey, let's do that. And so I know you're not thinking about the facilitator model. I am, because I'm looking at the sustainability of this project. So now we're at a place where we have a complete something that you can offer online with high level. Being You don't need nothing else outside of high level, because we're going to build those courses inside of high level and use the original content you already have in there plus the videos that we have. Now you got enough content. I can give this to somebody. But before we go, I need to have your clear vision of marketing. So we're gonna go back to the typeset. Let's go here. Hold on. Let's come here. And let's go to the typeset. Because we talked about this before and we were in the midst of pulling it together. And so this is your pitch deck for that. So now you'll have a pitch deck, you'll have courses, and you'll have a book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go. We're going into, okay, so this is your raised frequency. So let's look at, just like you said, who are you trying to attract? Because that's the most important thing. Why? Because I'm going to take all of that you have in the back office, and we're going to run it through this program. And this program is going to make it, it's going to, what is going to put a face on your audience. So such that when they looking through this book, and at first we said it was Black women that were burned out from church. So we want to clearly define
Yeah, I
them.
don't want that. That's not what well, I do want that, but I also, you're just making me think about if I really wanted to have an impact in developing the next generation of leaders, then I would
Mhm.
be working with young people because they're
Okay.
the next generation of leaders. So
Okay.
I would say, when I say women burned out of church, I don't mean burned out. I mean women who care about community building and community healing. And doing that in a way that's decolonized, like not doing it like the white man individualist westernized idea of doing it from a community-based perspective. So leadership from a community-based perspective might be the best way to describe what I'm interested in, instead of even mentioning, because it doesn't matter whether they go to church or they never went to church or they're Yoruba or they're Buddhist, it's really about they want to do work that they want to work in a way that centers community over and I'll think about the word because I
Over
want to say
participating in capitalism. You want
over
them to come up out the matrix. You want them to understand that they have it within themselves. You want to empower them to be able to embrace that, and then you want to give them the tools to be able to
that's
know
why
where
I
they're
was
standing,
yeah
know
that's
where
why I was
you
using
are.
that term of loving alignment, because that implies something very specific, and we wrote a definition of it in one of the flyers I can go back and look at, but it's more about the collective, because when you're about the collective, um, when you move from a place where you care about the collective, you're countering this idea of the hierarchy and individualism just by its very nature. You don't even need to say it because
Okay.
it's a whole other kind of way of moving, right? So,
Okay. So let's look at that as far as how do we make that a target audience? So you're looking at someone that's interested in divesting from the capitalistic, what we know as our common system, building themselves within themselves to bring out their greatest self within their community and be able to have them understand who they are as a leader, be able to understand what they're operating in, be able to put a plan together, strategize, and to be able to evaluate that so that we're thrusting you into movement building for whatever your movement is. Does that sound about right?
yeah, that's right. So, and I put in here in the chat, so it's like, who should come? So if you were going to say who should attend this training, I'm going to use that frame. Who should
Uh-huh.
attend? Because that would be my target audience, right? Who
Okay.
should attend, right? That's right? We agree?
Yeah. Who should
Should
attend?
attend.
Yeah, who this is come for? Who do you want
Okay.
to buy this course?
Okay, hold on. I need one more minute now because Josh's getting ready to go. Okay, I'll be right back. Get some water. Give me 1 second. I got to give him some instruction before he leaves.
Okay, I gotta pick up Killen and I'll be leaving in 6 minutes.
Actually, okay, in that case, who should let me I can say I said young leaders, new leaders, community interested in community centered leadership.
And you're putting this in the chat.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare because what I have to do is have to prepare ClickUp for them. I have to prepare everything that I need. So
Yeah.
the four that you want, send that to
Hmm.
me in a drive. The
The
book
four names of the sessions or the four?
names of the sessions.
Okay.
We're gonna now get this into high level.
Okay.
And
Oh, yeah.
so, and I need from you the book that you had last time when you came.
Okay.
And what we're
Okay.
going to do is we're going to make it look like it looked for your presentation for building alignment one.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
That
what we're,
sounds good.
and then that way you'll have something to sell. And then if you want to do it again, like, are you asking that the women who were there bring more women to be, because you made, how much money did you make for the first class?
The first class I made like $33 times four people. And the
Yeah.
second class I probably made about $60, but not everybody paid me for the step they took. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go back around that, but whatever. Let
I
me
mean,
tell
I wanted to buy a workbook from you. So I definitely want that workbook. So after
Okay.
you make it, I'll buy it from you. I'll definitely buy the workbook for me because I need it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know, baby. I don't know. Hold on one second, sweetheart.
Okay.
Oh, you're getting ready to leave anyways, right? So I think
Yeah.
let's close it out and I'm gonna help him because he needs the keys to leave and I don't even know where they are. Look in
I'll
the
text. I will text you over the stuff I need, but I need you to make that folder for me and give me the stuff from the first class, those four and the workbook, and then I can start from there. And then I'll
Okay,
build you a customer journey. I'll build you and then you say yeah or nay, and we can come back in and see whether or not we need to change it.
sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Can
you're
you
gonna
make
text
the
me my
payment this?
action step, huh?
Yeah. Can
Yes,
you make the
yes,
payment this? Okay, you can.
yes,
Okay.
I can. Send me a Cash App or something.
Cash
Zelle,
out.
how you want me to pay you.
Okay. Okay. We'll do that.
Okay. And if I already did I send you an invoice or something, or how did I do it before?
No, you were in Stripe. It was coming out automatically.
Okay, well, so what you need to do is send me some way to pay you, and it may have money in that account now, so you might be able to run whatever it was.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you could
Okay.
try to run it if you already have the details. It should go through.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
All right.
Yeah. Stripe. Yeah. Right. Mm. You can't be mad at me for not being consistent. Like you have to be consistent with this. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to send it through. Yeah, like, what's this? No, you have that. What are you doing? She doesn't have much. She doesn't have much. I didn't have